So I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and I've noticed something within myself is that it's very hard for me to acknowledge when I'm wrong in certain situations. And I think a lot of the reason why that is because there are moments in my life where I genuinely have been wronged. For instance, people being transphobic to me, or, when I was 16, being groomed, all of that stuff. Because those events have happened to me, it's kind of made me feel that anytime I'm being attacked, it's not fair. I'm being targeted, etc. But what I've come to realize is that regardless of who said the things that I said, people would be mad at anybody for that. So it's wrong for me to just play the victim, because I have a massive victim complex. And it's interesting because at the start of all this, I just had this perspective that why even make an apology? It's not even worth bothering trying. And the reason I say this is because about 3 years ago, I posted a video on my channel, basically addressing a bunch of screenshots. And at the time, it was genuine. People were receptive to it. But the problem is that, over these past few years, it just kept coming up. The same tweets would come up again and again. And it just felt unfair because to me, that's such a distant time in my life. But I also recognize that for a lot of you, this is the first time you're being exposed to it. So it's completely understandable based on what I said to have that strong of a reaction to it. And I'm aware that I said horrible things as recent as just a few months ago. So the excuse that I would tell myself that, oh, I already made a video about this, that was wrong. I completely messed up. Like, if I would have just made a video like this at the very start, I think things would be a lot better. I basically instead blamed everybody else for everything. I just was not in a good emotional state. And now that I've been offline for a bit, I think I can look at this more objectively. I want to talk about the tweets. I'm currently in a hotel room, so unfortunately I can't put anything on screen, but I can link them to you in the description if you want. But essentially, I made a bunch of disgusting tweets. I'm not gonna make any excuses for that, but I do think it's important to note that I think abusers are evil, and I don't tolerate that. I was in a weird state of mind. I'm not a perfect person. I still say things that I shouldn't, and it's a lot more recent than I would like to admit. For instance, talking about my debates with Destiny. Basically, the Hunter Avalon debate is another one that people bring up a lot. Basically, my idea was that I don't think that it's okay to wish harm on anybody. But I said it in the worst possible way. And I don't know if it's because I wanted attention or what was up with that. I look back at that and I cringe so hard at myself. And really, it was not healthy for me doing all these debates. Like I said, if I could take it all back, there's so much that I would change. Realistically, the best thing that I can do is say sorry, own up to the fact that I did say what I said. If that bothers you and you think that there's no way that you continue to watch my videos, do that. I want to move on. And that's not me ignoring this. I realized that I needed to make a video like this and address this. Because it was really stupid of me to basically do everything but make this video. I just want to make one thing perfectly clear. I know that I've made it very hard for people to defend me. And the truth is that I'm still making mistakes. And I think that's blatantly apparent to anybody that knows me or is even following this situation. And I think it's important that I just mention this now. I'm somebody who believes in just being open about things. So if anybody just wants to talk to me about anything, if you want me to clarify my positions or what I believe, my Discord is open. Just talk to me. I've had a lot of really terrible beliefs. And the beautiful thing is that we all mature and we all learn as we grow older. We learn about the world. We learn about different perspectives. One thing that I do want to say. So obviously the way that I responded was not good. I basically cried, threw a pity party for myself, like I said at the start of this video. But I specifically want to talk about the video I made about Brad. First of all, to clarify, the interview that I featured in that video, that was recorded like in December of 2020. And at the time that was recorded, me and Brad were still not exactly on good terms. My relationship with him has been on and off over the years. And originally I was gonna make a video using that many years ago. I never did. So when this whole situation occurred, I kind of just dug through that video. I just realized that I was wrong. I really do appreciate more than anything the way that Brad defended me. That was so kind of him to do. And I mean that. I just wish that I could have responded better. Had I did, people wouldn't have come after me as hard. People wouldn't have come after him as hard. It's interesting because so often I preach against this sort of vindictive justice. And I feel like making that video was me falling into that trap. I was just so angry. I felt like I had been wronged. I felt like I had been betrayed by this person. I literally just impulsively made that video in one night. And I literally messaged Brad, like right before I posted that video, like, I'm sorry. When it comes to my more recent comments, basically, I've had this perspective that everyone basically sees me as like the worst kind of person ever. So that experience has kind of led me to sympathize with some really bad people. And it made me realize something. Like, okay, there is a massive difference between somebody who actually learns from their mistakes and is genuinely trying to grow and be a better person versus somebody who does bad things, doesn't care that they hurt people, and continues to do bad things. And my mistake is making it seem like I fall into the second group, and making statements that would lead any reasonable person to assume that I fall into the second group. And you can blame that on immaturity. You can blame that on many things. That's my bad. So what I want to make very clear is this, have it be said, because it's taken me a shockingly long time to say this. I think rapists are evil. I think rape is one of the worst things a human being can do to another person, to violate somebody's consent. That's disgusting. I think white supremacy is evil, and to judge somebody based purely on the color of their skin is just such a horrible thing to do. I think taking advantage of a helpless animal is evil. It was a poor taste joke that I made 5 years ago. I just want to make it clear, I never believed that. So I just want to make it perfectly clear where I stand on those things so that you don't think you're supporting somebody who says heinous shit. And the last thing that I want to say is that I am so fucking sorry for defending like rapists, abusers, all those kinds of people. The reason that I stood so hard to defend those people in the first place was because I'm a strong believer and advocate for the fact that people can change. But now I understand that you have to earn that change. And when, somebody does something as heinous as rape or abuse, it's natural to be disgusted and appalled by that. And it's wrong for me to just immediately be so defensive towards that. And obviously, anybody is going to look at me doing that and see me as defending abuse. In my head, what I believed I was doing was advocating for rehabilitation, but in practice, it was basically advocating for abuse. And I just didn't see that. So moving forward, I'm actually going to be better. I'm not going to say stupid shit. I'm not going to defend abusers. Hopefully this helps you understand what I actually believe. I think this is something that I needed to do, and I'm so sorry for not doing this much sooner. I think I could have prevented a lot of hurt, and it's taken me way too long to understand the way that my actions hurt other people, and it's not okay. The best thing that I can do is just be the best person that I can be moving forward. And like I said, if you were disgusted by the things that I've said and you don't want to support me anymore, that is your decision. But if you do continue to still support me, I want to make it abundantly clear, I genuinely am going to not say disgusting shit anymore. I genuinely understand why I was wrong. And I want to make you feel good knowing that you are not watching somebody who supports abuse. You are not watching somebody who supports rape. I completely understand why you all responded the way you did. And I was wrong. And I realized that if I would have said this a lot sooner, then people wouldn't have responded the way that they did. So I'm sorry, Brad. I'm sorry, everybody. I feel like taking this time, being offline, focusing more on real life has done so much good for me. And I genuinely do think that I am in a much better place. So when I do go back to posting content, I just want you to feel confident that you're supporting somebody who deserves to be supported. I am not owed your support, but I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that I am someone that you can feel confident knowing has good morals and wants to do the right thing. And if I continue to make mistakes, I'll do my best to respond in a better, more healthy way.